Hi, YouTubies! It's me, Zachary Michael. Also, hi, hello. How are you doing? Oh my gosh, wait. I have my channel pulled up, but I need you to have, or I need to have, Sarasota Tim's channel pulled up because y'all, this is Sarasota Tim. And I need to share a bit about the lore. If you didn't watch my most recent re-upload on this channel, it was to Darlene Michaud. Specifically, it was this video right here. Darlene Michaud ranting about her ex's red flags. So while we were getting ready to start that reaction, we had a recommended, and by we I mean my YouTube recommended is absolutely fucking rotted. Okay, we had a recommended video from this channel called barium exposure. What that has to do with anything, no idea why this man's channel is called barium exposure. The about section says it's about anything and everything. All right, but yeah, he apparently doesn't make too many videos about actual exposure to barium, but does make a lot of videos about a man named Sarasota Tim. Okay. And you can see I have watched a few of his videos, because prior to today I kind of wanted to get an idea of, like, why are people upset with this man? Like, why do people not like Sarasota Tim? All right, so I watched some of his channel, some of his videos. I just saw this one. I kind of wish I would have gone and looked at Sarasota Tim PPP loan fraud update. I'm curious about that. But in general, yeah, people don't like this YouTuber named Sarasota Tim. Another channel I found was this woman named Miss Vicky, and I was looking through some of her videos to get an idea as well. Like, what are people upset about? And yeah, this is Sarasota Tim. This is him. Now, I did read his description, I think, on that stream where we reacted to Darlene most recently. But just for purposes of putting it all in one place, because here's the deal. Let me really cut to the chase. What we're here to do today is to just learn. You know, we're listening. If you are deep in the Sarasota Tim lore, okay, if you are some of the people that you really don't like Sarasota Tim, or you follow one of these channels that covers Sarasota Tim, just know that I don't know shit about Sarasota Tim outside of the few videos I've watched, which, like, if I'm being honest, what it sounds like people don't like about him is they think his content's boring. Okay. It sounds like a lot of them think that he does a lot of e-begging. Like, people seem really upset that he seems to, like, ask his audience to send him money a lot. I've seen stuff that suggests that he tries to come across as, like, a minimalist, but he's not a minimalist by any means. But I don't know, like, a ton of stuff about him, okay? And so if you are in this Sarasota Tim corner of the internet and you want to suggest some stuff to me in the comments section of, like, what the issue with Sarasota Tim is and why you don't like him, in addition to whatever we get into in this video, I would love that if you could let me know. But anyways, this is his about section. Let me see if I can't make it a little bigger for y'all. Oops. Okay. Maybe I can't make it bigger. Can you read that? I'm gonna read it for you, so I guess it doesn't matter. If you gotta squint, just listen to my voice. Hi, my name is Tim. I'm a full-time RVer and a minimalist living in a 25-foot Flagstaff camper. My channel is eclectic. Everything can be found on my channel day-to-day life. However, I am most known for my very popular Social Security videos that received over 1 million views. My belief is to live life now. Nobody is promised tomorrow. I promote collecting Social Security at 62 and begin to enjoy your life now. Please consider subscribing and joining me in my endeavor to live life to the fullest, spreading smiles and kindness every day to everyone I meet. He's Darlene's ex. No, he's of no relation to Darlene, except that a video about him came up in my recommended when we were getting ready to watch a video about Darlene. Has he ever shown this alleged RV? Yes. So here are all of his videos, okay? He posts like multiple times a day. I mean, just look at this. Just today, he's posted 4 different videos, and this is him in his truck hauling the RV behind him. You can see it in that thumbnail. So yeah, he's constantly posting multiple times a day. Someone write Sarasota Tim ex Darlene fanfic. Oh my god, that would be iconic. That would be iconic. I do have a video from him. I didn't mean to click on that again. Although you can see, I watched a video about him talking about the buy me coffee thing. And he's like, lots of YouTubers do this. I'm not begging. And of course he has a paid Amazon link to get people to click on it. So I do have a video pulled up to watch by him, but I want to go through some of the other... Some people from the community have shared some videos about Sarasota Tim for us to watch, so that we can maybe learn a little bit more about what people don't like about him together. I'm going to go ahead and close out of some of these, because this is just too many. So we talked about barium exposure. We talked about Miss Vicky. Oh, this one's relevant to people in my community, because Life and Vibe, this creator right here, apparently used to make Chantal Show content, and certainly here's a glitter and lasers video she made. Oh, and there's Chantal right there. And like apparently covers Sarasota Tim now. So in case you've ever been familiar with Life and Vibe, maybe some of y'all are already aware of what Sarasota Tim is up to. And then I did just pull up, like, I searched his name, and, you know, sometimes on the internet where there's a YouTube content creator that a lot of people are frustrated about. Yeah, once again, for people in the chat, if you're not paying attention or you just came in, the only relation this guy has to Darlene is that a video about him popped up in my recommended when we were getting ready to watch her video. He has no connection to Darlene whatsoever, okay? I know I'm kind of like all over the place, so I apologize, and I can clarify as needed. Anyways, one of the things that sometimes happens to YouTubers when a lot of people cover their content is that they get lost when you search for them on YouTube. Now, this very first video is a Sarasota Tim video. But if you look, there's all kinds of other not him content. Like this one, Sarasota Tim, the fake minimalist, Sarasota Tim and memes. Back to Florida, more begging. Big fat hypocrite, Sarasota Tim. No peace, Sarasota Tim. Sarasota Tim, let's talk about Social Security and Medicare, my situation. Hashtag retired lifestyle. Is this Sarasota Tim? What is he doing here?
I've been waiting for so long Now I finally found someone to stand by me.
This is AI. That's AI, and it's gonna get me copyright claims. Last days of so you can just see there's so many people making content about old Sarasota Tim over here. Oh, and then that's me right there. So yeah, I just wanted to share that as well. But okay, this is slam poetry recommended by the Colin Mockery in my chat. Colin said that we should really watch and listen to this together. So we're going to do this. If you're ready to start the Sarasota Tim deep dive, can I get some 69s in the chat? That would be great. And also, we already talked about this on Twitch prior to starting the recording. But this is the new MVP. She's everything. You ain't had the Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream, zero sugar. Get into it, divas. Get into her. Get into Miss Ma'am. She's so good. She's so good. I've been watching Extreme Minimalists on YouTube a long time ago, and these people are wild. There was a lady who was vacuuming with her hair dryer because she didn't own a broom. That's crazy. Well, apparently this guy is not actually a minimalist. So I don't know. I've actually watched very little of his content. I watched a lot of his haters' content. Speaking of Pepper, Mima is MIA. Oh no, I hope she's alright, I guess. I'm ready for some poetry. Maybe Poetry Len can learn some tips. Well, let's see. Let's hear the slam poetry. I might have to adjust the audio, as always.
Sarasota Tim, the holidays are fast approaching, sir. What are you going to do?
Does he, is this AI, or does he actually, I mean, it would make sense if he was a Trump supporter.
Your family doesn't want anything to do with you. Embarrassed. When was the last time you saw your kids? Deadbeat. Do you even remember their birthdays? How old are they? You can't remember. How about your grandson? Do you even talk to them? They want nothing to do with you. You humiliated yourself and your family for internet fame and a few dollars. Was it worth it? Did you even care how they would feel when you put yourself out there on YouTube? Narcissist. All your family's secrets came out. Your childhood. Shitty. Moving when the rent came due. Scamming. Not working. Bum. Not providing health insurance for your kids. Deadbeat. I'm sure your sister isn't happy about this. Embarrassed. You used your own children for content because you were out of ideas and needed money. You pimped them. But I guess that didn't matter to you, as long as you got paid from YouTube. Like a whore. I bet you'll be spending the holidays alone again, just like Father's Day. Alone. We know you and Tammy can't cook a turkey. Lazy. You burned your bridges with Ted and Jolene. Moocher. Maybe you can go to McDonald's. Garbage food. But please, make a video for us on Thanksgiving morning. Tell us how thankful you are for your shitty life. Pathetic. Maybe one of your subs will feel sorry for your ass and throw you $5 for a coffee. You bum.
I know nothing about this man. It sounds like maybe he's a deadbeat father, parent, grandparent, according to this person, whoever made this slam poetry. Why is this reminding me of that lady in her mama video that we saw the other day with the mama in the background saying, yeah! It's exactly that. Embarrassing. Deadbeat. Like a whore. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh god. Oh my god. It's taking me the fuck out. Alright, so there was that. And then this was also suggested. So there's a group of people in my Discord that like watch videos and stuff together. And they said that they watched this one earlier today. It's by a YouTube channel called Atomic Sage. And the video's called Sarasota Tim, the Fake Minimalist. Now, what's gaggy about this is this yassified Albert Einstein This yassified Albert Einstein is all AI generated, so get into that. But not Elder Twink Albert Einstein. Let's see what they got to say. Also, these equations on the back of the screen are crazy, because, like, what is this? This is like a human being divided by, like, a salamander equals human divided by salamander with 2 legs equals what? Anyways, I'm sorry. Q equals Q minus. This looks like it's supposed to say secrecy, but it doesn't. Anyways, let's see what this says.
Welcome back, my loyal legion of truth seekers. Atomic Sage is back again to shine the light on Sarasota Tim's latest video debacle.
I don't like my loyal legion of truth seekers. That sounds like some QAnon nonsense. That sounds like some weird cult-like energy.
About his philosophy of minimalist living. Boy, that's a laugh. The only thing minimal about Sarasota Tim is his IQ. Let's dive into this masterpiece of delusion.
These people hate this man. They hate this man. The way they drag him for filth.
Illusion, where Tim, self-appointed king of minimalism, tries to convince us that he's cracked the code of life by living out of a glorified tin can on wheels. A 25-foot Flagstaff RV, folks, because who needs stability when you can live like a nomadic, financially clueless hermit? Now, I'll give Tim some credit here. He's mastered the art of convincing himself that a depreciating asset like an RV is somehow an investment. I mean, sure, you could try to convince me that sinking money into a 25-foot camper and automobiles, both of which lose value the moment they leave the dealership, counts as a smart financial move. But guess what? I'm not buying it.
Fascinating. Not to quote RuPaul, but the library is officially open and it's not closing anytime soon. So here's the thing. I get what they're saying. Like, I don't think an RV is a good financial investment either, just to be clear. But also, like, I don't know. Why do we care? That's what I want to know. I mean, like, and maybe it's one of those things, like, maybe it's similar to when people come to my main YouTube channel and they're like, Zach, why do you care about Amberlynn Reid so much? And it's like, that's a fantastic question. But I'm also like, who cares if this man is living in an RV? Also, if he's e-begging, you don't have to send him money. You know? But I could see people being upset that the like PPP loan thing, if it's what I think it is, like during the pandemic, they were offering like loans to small businesses. And I know a lot of YouTubers got like dinged for taking those loans and stuff, because it's like, y'all can still keep doing your work. Like, what do you mean? It was intended for like small businesses that had to like shut down temporarily for stuff. So like, I get some of that, but like, if he wants to live in a aluminum can studio apartment, let him.
Tim acts like he stumbled upon some secret investment strategy that's going to pay dividends. They're like that last taco in the fridge, destined for a slow decline. You've got a 25-foot Flagstaff camper, sure.
First of all, in my house, there will not be the last taco left in the fridge. I will be eating it before it slowly declines or whatever. There ain't gonna be one taco left in the fridge because I'm a fatty. So,
but it's not going to magically increase in value just because you wish it will. Newsflash, Tim. You're just putting all your eggs in one giant gas-guzzling basket and calling it a lifestyle choice. But let's get to the heart of it, shall we?
Okay.
Sarasota Tim doesn't just buy into these laughable notions himself. No, no, no. He wants you to drink the Kool-Aid too.
Okay.
He wants you to believe that YouTube is a legitimate, long-term career path.
Can I speak? Can I speak? As somebody who's been doing YouTube as my career for the past, I don't know, almost 4 years. I left my full-time job in 2021, February 2021, so in February it'll be 4 years. It can be. I mean, I don't know if old Sarasota Tim is pulling the numbers he needs to. I mean, looking at his videos, I don't know if he's pulling the views that he needs to do to have it be a long-term career. but I don't know. It seems to be working for him.
And that relying on it as your primary source of income is somehow a wise decision. Really, Tim, I mean, it's cute you had that one viral video about retiring at 62. But let's be real. What's your viewership like now?
I mean,
that's right. It's on a slow decline because you didn't have the talent or the drive to build on that initial success. Tim had his moment in the spotlight, but he couldn't capitalize on it. Instead, he's clinging to the remnants of his past fame like a man hanging onto a sinking ship while claiming it's still the Titanic. And here's the kicker. Tim's narcissism has absolutely destroyed his life.
They said you're a no talent hack. You can't cut the mustard. You don't have the talent for this. You do not have the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, nor talent, my man. They really do hate this man.
This guy has such an inflated sense of self-worth. He genuinely believes that abandoning traditional living for an RV and some half-baked YouTube income is a better choice than building real financial security or relationships.
I just checked and he somehow has 644,000 views in the last 30 days. I would say probably, here's the thing, with my understanding of how YouTube works, I would say, I mean, he's posting like 4 times a day, and it looks like each of those videos in a day gets about 2,000 views at least. So that's 8,000. I mean, if you think about it, that's about 8,000 views total. That's like the amount of views that Chantal gets on a video that she posts once a day. So he's probably making around the same as her, but also like his videos are probably more marketable in terms of like companies wanting to run ads on videos like his, you know, as opposed to Chantal's. Like, she's probably not making as high as ad revenue. The other thing, this doesn't really apply to me. Like, I don't think a lot of my content is what people would call like evergreen, meaning like you can go back to it at any time and it's relevant. I mean, I do think that there are people in my community that go back and watch old videos of mine, but it's not like for the most part, most of my videos make what they're gonna make in terms of like ad revenue in the first couple of weeks that they're live, and then that's probably it, right? But I mean, if we're gonna talk about it, like this video about collecting Social Security at 62, it probably is an evergreen type of video, because there's probably other people around his age that are interested in collecting Social Security, and they're like getting recommended that video or clicking on that video or searching for that video. And so that's probably still generating revenue, and $2.7 million, 2.7 million views is a lot of views. Like, he probably made good money on that. And probably some of these other videos too. I mean, it is true. Like, all of these videos seem to be from a year ago, and he certainly probably was making better money on YouTube at some point. Like, he certainly doesn't have the same viewership that he did in all of those videos, but he's probably making enough to like survive, especially if he's also like collecting Social Security at the same time. I don't know. Maybe that's one of the things that people are upset about.
His life is a cautionary tale for anyone who thinks living out of an RV and making YouTube videos is the path to success.
Also, there's a lot of young people who, it seems I'm purposely being skeptical because, like, I don't know anything about this man, you know? I don't know shit about this man. But there are a lot of young people who do like van life types of content who are very successful at social media, which is also obviously different than this like man living out of his RV. But
newsflash, it's not. In fact, it's a slow motion disaster waiting to happen. He's convinced himself that by rejecting everything most people strive for, stability, a home, a long-term career, that somehow he is the enlightened one. But let's be honest, if his life wasn't so pitiful, it would be downright tragic. So Tim talks about the freedom of RV life as if it's some sort of noble pursuit. He wants us to believe that driving around in a depreciating asset, paying off bills with YouTube revenue that's vanishing faster than his dignity, and dodging real life is some kind of revolutionary lifestyle.
Also, the man is 62. Like, Jesus, when I'm in my 60s, I hope I can just be doing whatever the fuck I want to do, you know? Some of this is smelling of jealousy. A little bit. It's like, some of it's smelling of like, damn, I wish I could be just making YouTube videos for a living at 62. Like, I hate to be that person because people have said that about me, right? People have said that I'm, like, jealous of Amber Lynn of all people. Like, I've definitely heard that before, so I think that can be a little bit annoying. But some of it's giving, like, how dare you suggest that, like, living off of a YouTube income is reasonable? When it's, like, lots of people on the internet make a serious living from existing on the internet. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Living in an RV isn't a bad thing. Tell us the real tea. What does he do that makes him a shit person? Exactly. That's what I would like to know more about. That's what I would like to know more about.
But when you strip away the delusions, what are you left with? A man desperately running from responsibility, spinning in circles like a hamster on a wheel, while trying to convince the rest of us that he's the one truly free person in the world. But here's the truth, Tim. You're not free. You're trapped in your own ego, with nowhere to go but deeper into that empty RV of yours.
Now, what is this? What is this graph? Percentage of population versus IQ. Less than 2% of people fall in this range. About 95% of people fall in this range within 30 points of 100. 68% of people fall in this range. 2% fall in this range. This is just a graph to say that Sarasota Tim is low IQ. He's got low IQ hair. Oh my god, I need to watch this week's episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. But I've been living for Angie telling Brittany that she has high body count hair. This is giving low IQ hair. He's got low IQ face. What does that mean? That probably is mean and offensive. As you can see by this graph, never underestimate the stupidity of idiots. Exactly. On a scale of Tim to Einstein, where Tim is below Homer. Yeah. I'm these guys over here in their doctoral graduation robes.
Where you'll keep pretending it's all working out just fine.
This drama is so male-coded. It does kind of feel like that too, Unique Stink. At least just this video. I also want to be clear, I'm not saying that there isn't more to it than just this video. Alright? But it is giving, like, toxic masculinity coded drama, because it's like a lot of it seems to be like, Tim isn't a real man. Tim isn't a real man taking responsibility for caring for his family. He's escaping his responsibilities as a man.
While the reality is that it's all coming apart at the seams.
I also want to know the tea about him being a deadbeat dad. That's the tea I would like to know.
So let's all watch this slow motion train wreck together, shall we? Sarasota Tim.
It's called a bro. Nothing to be ashamed of, Tim. Lots of guys your age are wearing them. See, that feels like you just hate this man. See.
Living proof that narcissism and self-delusion can take you down some wild roads. Literally. Keep at it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Tim has man titties. That's what it's giving. It's giving body shaming.
You're giving us all a great show, even if it's not the one you think it is.
Okay, come on,
hey,
Cloud.
keep pretending you're ahead of the game.
The person making this should feel ashamed that they've used such shitty AI graphics. Because what does this say at the bottom? None screen? Home screen? Like, what the fuck are these words down here? Woke screen? Do you think it says woke screen?
The rest of us will be here watching as your self-made empire of RVs and fading YouTube checks continues to slowly crumble under the weight of your own misguided ego.
I won't lie, they do read him down a bit, but I need facts. If somebody can point me to the facts, I would appreciate it.
Keep crushing it, Tim.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I think I'll probably pass. Alright, so anyways, 7 days ago... This feels like someone trying to make money off of Tim, who's making money off of chilling in his RV. So how is this any better than what Tim is doing? Also, I don't know if that channel's monetized or not. Hard to say, because I'm pretty and rich, and I pay for YouTube Premium, so I don't get ads. So I don't know if that video is monetized or not. I will say, though, speaking of that, the barium exposed guy... I did watch a video where he made a point to say that he could be monetized if he wanted to be monetized. So I am curious if, like, some of these people are just mad and take issue with the fact that he monetizes his YouTube channel. Which, like, here's the thing that I love about YouTube, and really Twitch also, is that, like, I love doing this because I get to make money and y'all don't have to spend a damn thing. You know, like, it's not like it's costing anybody if they don't want it to cost them, right? So, I don't know. Some of that seems to be, like, a little bit dated in the ways that I think maybe some people think about. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, quote-unquote, respectful ways to make money, right ways to make money. I remember when I first started doing YouTube, a small reason that I never wanted to quit my real life job is because there were a lot of people that were like, I can't believe you'd want to make money doing this, you know? Like, I can't believe you make money doing this. And it was like, some level of it was like, oh, there's like an expectation that like I have to do something like morally acceptable for others. Like, I don't think my YouTube channel or my Twitch channel or anything like that is morally unacceptable. Also, I just realized I missed a couple subscriptions. So Miss Lava, thanks so much for 10 months of subscribing with Prime. Libra Princess 99, thanks so much for 6 months of subscribing with Prime. I don't know. I mean, I'm not convinced that Sarasota Tim is a not good person. I think the points made in that video did not convince me, is what I will say. You know? What I will say is I'm open to seeing more evidence. Because honestly, that also goes with a lot of what I already watched as well. Like the few videos I did make, where it seemed like people generally were just upset that he was like asking for money, trying to make a living off of YouTube. But yeah, we're doing research. So if anybody wants to help contribute in the comments after the fact on this re-upload, I'm happy to continue the research and the deep dive into Sarasota Tim. However, 7 days ago, Sarasota Tim posted this video called "One Thing I Got Is ... Plenty of bots, aka haters." And I was like, oh, so he's aware. He's aware that he has haters. He's aware that he has haters. So I'm curious what he has to say about his haters. I'm curious what his thoughts are about it. And so I just want to see. I just want to see. And this video got 6,000 views. And it says hashtag social security, hashtag Sarasota Tim, hashtag retirement. I bet this has nothing to do with social security. I feel like he probably just reuses the same hashtags every time, but let's get into it.
Hey, good morning, you 111,000 beautiful souls out there.
111,000? I thought he had like 66,000?
Another day.
Oh, I thought I was pushing escape to take it off of full screen. I was pushing the tilde button. Clocking the follower count is crazy. Well, I remembered looking just recently. He has 66,000. Why is he saying 111,000? Anyways, whatever.
Hey, here in beautiful Laughlin, Bullhead City, and it's time to take our vitamins. Let's see here. We're going to grab a couple of these.
Okay, riveting content.
And
it's giving Amberlynn levels of riveting content work.
one of these. And put a little foo-foo juice on.
Foo? A little what? a little what?
Looking good, smelling good.
Hmm.
Got the bed made.
Both of those things are subjective, bestie.
Got a couple things laying out there. What time is it? Well,
5:21 p.m.
I got it set on Arizona time, and it says 4:25.
Blaze it.
No,
Kind
it says
of.
5:25. Because that's what it is over there, about a half a mile from here.
Okay.
In fact, my phone and Dan and Joe and Johnny Vegas, Timmy Appleseed, all of them.
Who the fuck is Johnny Vegas and Timmy Appleseed? He's just making up people. I think the 111,000 is from the Bible. My Mormon upbringing is ringing final days bells. Wait, what? That's a Bible thing? Girl, I can't do all this. I can do all this. And then this list of Johnny Vegas and Timmy Appleseed.
Their phones, when you're in the casino, will give you the Arizona time, whatever they call that, Mountain Central, I don't know what it is, but it's so close. And we're so far away from the actual Pacific time, like over in California on the coast or middle of the state. So I don't go by Pacific time. I'm on 2 hours difference from home base in Sarasota. Now,
Well, here's what I will. We're only a minute and a half in, and here's what I will say. He is absolutely not beating the boring ass content allegations. Cause like who is this time zone conversation for? Who is watching for this, Diva?
now, I got kind of wired last night on some coffee.
Let's fucking
Timmy
go.
Appleseed and I stayed up kind of late at the McDonald's talking and catching up. 'Cause
Wired on coffee. Got stuck at the old McDonald's. Talking to Timmy Appleseed.
He's a good friend of mine, and we haven't seen each other in a while. And I needed something for sleep, so I have some prescription sleep aid that I take rarely, but because I don't have any problem going to sleep. So I took one last night. They're only 5 milligrams. And
why would you have a prescription sleep aid if you don't ever have any troubles going to sleep?
I'm a little, I don't know. I need coffee. I don't have any here.
Fuck.
Ooh, there is. But I'm going to leave out the door any second and head over to McDonald's and get myself a cup.
I love how he says McDonald's. Gonna head over to that McDonald's.
And we're playing golf early this morning. And I told them I'd be up early if they want to have coffee or something. I might even go over to the Aquarius and sit there and enjoy a cup.
The Aquarius? Is that a place? Or did he mean aquarium? Or is that maybe it's a place? Listen, I'm an Aquarius, but I need less Aquarius energy in my life right now.
But I hope you ride along with us today and meet the guys as we get a little more acquainted and meet Dan and Joe. Joe wasn't feeling well yesterday. I won't go into all of his particulars, but he could use some prayer.
Prayers for Joe. Can we get some prayers for Joe in the chat? Anybody got some prayers for old Joe in the chat?
And, you know, they're in Vegas and they're over here now. And he is, he's the one driving. So, of course, he's got the other two there that can drive, or Dan anyway.
Do you think you think Joe's just got the bubble guts? Can we get some prayers in the chat for Joe's bubble guts specifically? Who is putting Tim on their hear me out cake? All right, we're going to start a poll. We're going to start a poll. New poll. Would you put Sarasota Tim on your hear me out cake? Yes or no? Those are the only options in the poll. Those are the only options. Listen, I don't love me a man who loves McDonald's. This is very new kid in 3rd grade talking about how cool he is. I will not be hearing anyone out. So far, there's 6 votes on yes, compared to 40 votes on no. You know, he's kind of giving Gilf energy. He's kind of giving Grandpa I'd like to fuck energy a little bit. It's up to 9 now, Maya. 9 people said yes. I'm not voting. I don't have an opinion. It's up to 12 now. We got 12 people voting yes. I think he could. I know I repeated multiple times that he's of no relation to Darlene, but he seems like he could be a good match for Miss Ma'am. I do think so. They seem like they'd be a good fit. We're up to 14 people who have said, yes, I'd put him on my hear me out cake. He kind of looks like a redneck Paul Hollywood. I'm here to tell you that this doesn't look like any redneck man I've met. Maybe conservative Paul Hollywood, but he's not giving redneck at all. Listen, I grew up around rednecks. I come from a long line of rednecks. This man is not giving redneck. In my opinion. That's my opinion! I take him to McDonald's and I freaked it. Oh my god. Well, at the end of the day, 48 people voted no, and 16 people said 16 people said they would, in fact, put... Oh, I wrote Sarasota Tim in the poll. I meant Tim. 16 people said they would put Sarasota Tim on their Hear Me Out cake. I might let him hit it if I was really horny and no one else was texting me back. Okay, Squirt Can Mike. Not N-Biddy in the chat saying, I want the social security check. Get out of here! Bubbleguts Magoo is his friend's name. His friend's name is Joe. Be nice.
And get him back, but he might be resting and laying out today. I don't know, but I just heard
laying out.
Last he wasn't feeling well, so
he's getting Bubbleguts Joe is getting laid out today.
We certainly wish and pray that that Joe feels better today and soon. So
absolutely,
enough of that. I'm feeling really good. I went off my carnivore for a meal yesterday with the guys, and then
Jesus fucking Christ! How do we always find them? How do we always find them? How do we find the carnivore girlies? How do we always... He really is meant for Darlene. Come on, Beef Biz Daddy. It makes so much sense that he came up in the Darlene algorithm now. It makes so much sense. Did you talk to Charlie about carnivore? No, I forgot. I was going to do that. There is a Trump lanyard in the background. Would you look at that? Would you just look at it? Somebody did comment in my Darlene video that I shouldn't be surprised that Darlene didn't have any qualms about the guy having a Confederate flag because a lot of people in the carnivore community are conservative and or Trump supporters. And I'm like, that's news to me. As somebody who used to do keto, I'm like, I don't feel like everybody necessarily in that community. I mean, keto is different than carnivore, but I don't know. Anyways.
We're supposed to go to Orioles, and I'm really kind of double thinking that because, I mean, man, it takes so long to lose a pound.
He wouldn't like Darlene's gay dog. Mood.
Thinking that because, I mean, man, it takes so long to lose a pound and about 2 seconds to gain one. So, I don't know.
That's not how it works, but okay.
It's kind of hard to turn down that carnitas. I keep thinking about it. And both Dan and Joe said they love Mexican food too. And it's really nice to, I just want to keep saying their names because yesterday they showed genuine interest in being like a friend. You know, they asked a lot of questions. They were sharing a lot.
What do you mean they showed interest in me? I thought you said these people were your friends. Not thinking about carnitas until I beep. But I'm confused. I thought these people were already your friends. What do you mean that they showed interest in being your friends? It sounds like it might be randos. Are you Nikki I know in real life, Nikki? Sorry, I got so distracted. Oh, no. Okay, great. No, that's okay. I just saw your name and I was like, I know a Nikki that spells their name that way. Anyways, the first name. I don't know. That's not also an unusual way to spell the name Nikki. So I don't know why I thought that. I think I actually know at least 2 Nikkis that spell it that way. So that's so silly. But anyways, here we are. It's a long, lonely road. Sometimes you need some apple seed, if you know what I mean. Absolutely. He needs that little Timmy apple seed.
A lot of the stuff, where they from, his new truck he got, and Dan with the RV, how happy he is with his, and how he's going to be going away for a month soon on a vacation with it. And I was showing him mine. We had a lot in common. And that's what YouTube is really I'm so grateful for is I've met so many nice people that
Oh.
are like-minded. They either like golf or collecting Social Security at 62.
I'm so glad you found people who are like-minded that like golf or collecting Social Security specifically at the age of 62. That is so funny to me. That's so funny to me. Who doesn't like collecting Social Security at 62?
Living free, Christian people, and things like that.
Okay.
And
Living
So-
free. You know, that is something that video talked about, that he seems to think that he's like living this like truth of living free or something like that. What does that mean? That does sound conservative coded. And also I always pause when I hear like-minded. Like that word for some reason to me just like dings a bell. That it's like, what do you mean like-minded? Like it feels loaded.
so it's just been a real honor to add these two extra beautiful souls to the community. And if you're new to this channel, I've been seeing some new usernames out there, a lot of bots out there. Just ignore those folks. Well, of course, we know there's not a thread of truth to anything at all, not one word.
Is he saying the haters are bots? Is he saying the haters are bots?
That they try to slander and put out there. Believe me, folks, if anybody, including you or them, was wanted by the law or done something illegal, there's nobody easier to come find than someone that's on social media. And you don't even have to be that. All you gotta do is carry one of these things around that I'm looking at right now in your pocket, or get in your car even. And they know exactly where you are and when they want to come and take you. So if you hear or read silly, crazy, slanderous, salacious, stupid stuff, just ignore it. If you want to know the truth about Sarasota Tim, then you're getting it right now.
So he thinks that there are bots that are commenting on his posts saying that he's wanted by the law, that he's done something illegal, and that it can't possibly be true because if the police wanted to arrest him, they know where he's at all times because of his phone. That there's no outrunning the law because he's on YouTube. So don't believe the slanderous and salacious comments from bots. That seems so crazy. That's so funny to me. I would like to know what the illegal behavior was. It sounds like maybe the PPP loan stuff.
Because if I had anything whatsoever to hide, I certainly wouldn't be out living my life or acting like there's something suspect about anything that I do. I am a citizen. I have an over 800 credit score. I am not a broke dick.
He said, I ain't that broke dick. Okay. Y'all got broke dick. He doesn't. First of all, I was ready to pause after he said I have an over 800 credit score. Yes, good news to the hear me out people. He's not broke, he's collecting that Social Security check, y'all. Whoever NBitty, was it NBitty in the chat that said that they wanted that Social Security check? Good news, he's not broke. No one who casually drops their credit score is a good person. The credit score thing took me out, but then he immediately followed it up with, I'm not a broke dick. Taking me the fuck out. He thinks so highly of himself, which is like, I think standard for a man like him. It's not surprising to me that he thinks so highly of himself. I've met plenty of men like Sarasota Tim in that sense. In that sense. Eeny weeny teeny weeny shriveled little short dick man. Don't want eeny meeny teeny weeny shriveled little short dick man. That has got to be the smallest dick I have ever seen in my whole life. Don't want no short dick. Have y'all heard that song before? Like, my cousin who would babysit me used to play that in her car when she was like driving us places. Like, and I was but a child. Like, it came out in like, what, the 90s probably, that song?
I've earned what I've got. Unlike these other people that don't earn, they're trying to hang on coattails or make up crazy stuff so that you'll watch like those tabloid magazines. And there's other YouTubers too.
He said, you know barium exposure, you know Ms. Vicky, you know Life in a Vibe, you know, what was the name of the you know Twinkified Albert Einstein? They're riding my coattails. They're tabloid magazines.
That are out there making videos. There's one that's very, very big. Very big. And that's
Who?
why I'm talking about this.
Who?
And he made a video
Name
about
them. Name them. Name them, Tim.
People that did some things during the pandemic regarding taking government loans that stole the money. They took money.
Was that you, Sarasota Tim?
For a business that had 20, 30 employees, 10 employees, 100 employees, and they were paid millions, hundreds of thousands of dollars to give to those employees, to give them, to keep them gainfully employed, to keep their business afloat. They got this money, and then they took that money, fired everybody, closed the doors, and pocketed the money and went and bought yachts and things like that. And there's some very big names out there. I mean, sports figures, everything you can imagine.
Jeffree Star, the Kardashians, I think they all did that stuff. But are these people saying you did that, Tim?
And yes, illegal white collar crime is committed all the time, always has been. And so to that part is true. They broke the law. They did something illegal. But millions and millions of people during the pandemic that were businesses. Here's one. An entrepreneur, an independent.
Here's one. Yes. Hold your hand up. Wait.
The pandemic that were businesses.
Raise your hand if you ain't got a broke dick. Raise your hand if you ain't got a broke dick.
Here's one. An entrepreneur, an independent contractor, a little small business guy was awarded a few dollars because they told me to go home and sit down and let them flatten the curb. And for doing that and putting me out of my business, they said, here's what you would have made. Here's what you would have made during this period.
But did you do that? Was it for being a YouTuber? What I guess I don't know enough about what his business life has been. And also, I don't even know how long has he been doing. What the fuck is this? Wait, he's got gun content. Wait.
Hey,
not for the gun content, but does this change anybody's mind? We don't need to look at the gun content part, but does this change anybody's mind about their hear me out cakes? Now, wait, y'all can't be making fun of his chest, because we already had a conversation about body shaming. I'm just saying, like, is he attractive? Which is subjective, and people are allowed to be like, yes, he's attractive, or no, he's not. Like, that's not body shaming. Like, you either are or you're not, but So he's been doing YouTube for 5 hours. So it's possible 5 hours, 5 years. Although that's the only one from 5 years ago. But also even 4 years ago. So it's possible that his entrepreneur business at the time was YouTube. He's got a lot of gun content. That's too much for me. Hashtag team too much. All right, keep it going.
And to keep you a little afloat, based on your income taxes and your returns and all that you've provided us, legitimate income tax returns for the last 50 years. I've been filing income taxes for 40 to 50 years.
Okay, flex.
Based on that.
You know, that's a flex, I guess. Filing income taxes for 50 years, having a credit score over 800. Keep flexing, my man.
Here's a little something to help you get by. And then, hey, here's some stimulus checks, which they gave everybody. And hey, here's some unemployment that normally independent contractors and self-employed people never get. You have to work for somebody to get that. But they said, we're going to give it to them because we put everybody out of business. We, the government, shut everything down under no fault of yours. You were out there hustling, making your money, working your prison job. And
working your prison job? What does that mean? Wait, is that a matter of like the free stuff that is that what he means by living a free life? Like if you work at any kind of job, if you work for the man, it's a prison job? I am curious because that Miss Vicky woman, I watched her in a video. She said that she was on her way to her prison job, and I was like, this woman works in a prison? But now I'm like, oh, is this something he says? Like, oh, you're imprisoned by the man. You're going to work at your prison job. This is just me. This is me putting the pieces of the puzzle together. I could be wrong. I'm just using context clues. I'm a big context girly.
And because we told you you're out, stop doing it. Here's a little bit of money for you. And that money that they gave to those that took it legitimately was 100% a grant, a forgivable loan. That was your money that you would have made that they gave. It's not a loan. Not a loan. It was a grant, a forgivable grant.
The PPP loans? I do think those were called loans, though. Yeah?
Backing up now. Those that...
And also, like, did you stop working is the other thing. Like, did you actually stop doing the work? Or did you just take the money and keep working and made all the money?
That said on paper, I have 50 employees. And I pay them $2,000 a month, $2,000 a week, whatever it is. And the government said, okay.
Wait, he has 50 employees? Is that true?
Here's you $1 million. Here's you several $100,000. And they fired all those people or never even had those people.
Oh, he's talking about somebody else, I think. He's talking about some other hypothetical person.
They falsified documents. Folks, that kind of crime has been going on forever and ever. And yes, that's illegal. But to try to take somebody that legitimately has money, that earned their money, that makes money, and spends their money on what they want to spend it on, and others want to be envious of that because they don't know how to make any money, and they have no skills, and they want to loop and put you in and make people think that you're part of this criminal force out there, like Biden family.
The fuck does the Biden family have to do with this? Sir, you have a lanyard behind you from a man that was actually convicted of crimes. Because here's the thing. I'm sort of with you on these people that are just hating that you're making a living off of YouTube. It seems like people are just upset that you're able to make some money off of the YouTube. I still need more information about your PPPP loans, you know, your pee-poo-poo loans. I would like to know more about that. Like, did you stop working? What did you do with the money, etc.? But here we are. This is the most white-on-white crime I've ever seen. You know, I try to keep it to white-on-white crime over here.
Then, you know, they can convince a few people that are easily influenceable, okay? But if you ever see or read things in the comments by these robots, these bots that are being created through AI, by the way, a lot of these people are using videos that are AI. That's not them.
That's true.
They use a man, a woman. They use a different voice.
Now, that's true. But what I will say is old barium exposure. Barium exposure. His most recent video was called "Did Sarasota Tim Scrub Your Comments? Post Them Here." And he let people comment in his comment section all the things that they tried to say on Tim's channel, but Tim banned and blocked them for. Oh, there's also this Dinger guy that posts a lot about Sarasota Tim as well.
It's all very, very high tech now. I mean, I can do that. I can make my videos and probably get more subscribers, not hating on somebody, but just doing what I do and adding AI.
Don't add AI.
Some kind of false stuff. I can tell you, here's what...
The AI is so bad and so cringe. Listen, I'm willing to agree with you on that, Sarasota Tim. I mean, in general, I'm a person who talks a lot of shit on the internet, for the record. Like, I talk a lot of shit on the internet, for a record, and I really stand behind, like, what you see is what you get. Like, you could put all these words to my face, you know?
What AI...
And I just think people who hide behind avatars and things like that, it's like, I don't know, to some extent I'm like, what are you trying to hide, girl? What are you trying to hide?
You can do if you don't know what it is. It's artificial intelligence.
Oh, thank you for mansplaining
write
to me.
Scripts for sitcom shows. Writers write for the president. Writers write for a lot of people. They're very talented people, and then they go out and they read that teleprompter, right?
Sure.
Right? A writer? And because people can't think.
You got jokes. You got some dad jokes, Sarasota Tim.
Think on their own. People write songs for other people, and then people go and sing them because they can sing well.
Sure.
But you can tell AI, write me a speech to run for president of the United States.
And it's going to sound like shit.
And AI will just start, there's an app, there's several apps. AI is all over now, everywhere. You can just say, write me a script on how to be president of the United States.
You know what's irritating about his AI conversation and his bot conversation is that it 100% makes it sound like, you know, there's not lots of people. It's like to discredit the haters in the comments. It's to discredit them and make his followers that support him think like, it's not everybody that hates me. It's just a few people who don't like me or have questions about what I do that have set up these bots to come and write an AI on my channel.
What would people like to hear? And all of a sudden your phone or your computer will just start typing.
What does this have to do with your haters in the comments, sir?
Instantly. With the best speech no human could write. And that's exactly what AI is doing. And so AI is being used for...
It's also not writing the best speeches, just so we're on the same page.
Good and bad. The internet's being used for good and bad. We always knew this when it came about. It's a fantastic thing to have. We can't even live without it hardly. But it can be used for so much harm. And as people grow, Facebooks, twatters and Twitters and
Sir.
Tic-Tacs and TikToks and all these things that people are doing.
I don't know if I need to be lectured about the internet from a boomer. I don't know. Is 62 would 62 make him a boomer? I don't need to be lectured about the internet from him. I think I'm good on that account.
And they're using it in a bad way. The government, and they're bad, are going to actually step in and start to regulate and filter what these people can do and say using this tool. I mean, because they're using it for very slanderous, salacious lies to divide people. Not about just me or anything, but other
Not about just me.
people.
This isn't just about me, but there is fake bots and AI in my comments.
The politicians, churches, God, everything.
God is using
evil
AI.
is rampant in this world, folks. Evil is smart. Evil uses all the tools. Christian moral people that obey the law,
How did we get here? How did we get to Christian moral people who obey the law? How did we get here? Tim, how did we get here?
to themselves, that aren't mouthy, they're the silent majority. They just sit.
Not the silent majority. Sir, I'm gonna need you to wrap it up. I'm gonna need you to wrap it up. What does this have to do with your haters?
They don't get up like these mouthy people do, like liberals and haters and
Liberals and haters. Okay, I can see why. I can see why. I can see. Listen, there's probably plenty to not like about this man. There's probably plenty. Oh my gosh.
and just terrible people.
All liberals are terrible. He's like sitting over here talking about how divisive AI is, as if he's not falling into the trap of like, all liberals are just awful, immoral, terrible people. Like, sir, sir, you're sitting over here being like, AI is divisive, but there's a good silent majority of moral Christian people that are just sitting here watching this all. Like, please be serious.
Possessed with evil in their bodies, in their minds. They don't act like that. So you don't hear about them. So you hear all this crazy stuff. It's on TV.
There are plenty of crazy Christian people that I hear too much of, just to be clear.
You know, desperate housewives and the media and all kinds of things. Hear about them. So you hear all this crazy stuff. It's on TV. You know, desperate housewives and the media.
Desperate Housewives, starring like Eva Longoria, Felicity Huffman, et al. Like, the fuck does Desperate Housewives have to... Do you think he means like the Real Housewives? Because Desperate Housewives has been off the air for like 10 years. For real. Do you think he's talking about Angie telling Brittany she had high body count hair? Do you think that's the kind of what he's talking about?
And all kinds of things that you read, podcasts. I mean, they are trying to destroy and steal every Christian from entering the heaven.
How does this man not realize he's a part of the divisiveness here? What do you mean people are trying to steal Christians from heaven? Christians are gonna make it into the Heaviside Lair. Like I don't understand. You said the podcasts are stealing the Christians from heaven. If you're reading a podcast, you're doing it wrong. Did he talk about reading a podcast?
Because they want to convince you to do evil, to think evil, to be evil. But it is so easy without saying anything or doing anything to simply have Christ in your heart, know who you are.
I didn't invite him in there. He better not be in my fucking heart. I have a history of heart health problems in my family. There ain't no room. There ain't a single spot in my heart for anything else right now. Every day I learn something new that I inadvertently did or caused while I'm sitting on my couch or at work. It's the podcast. It's the podcast. The podcasts are making us evil. Y'all think he listens to Joe Rogan or no?
Or walk with your shoulders back and your head high and know that he's got your back, because he says all you got to do, we talked about it the other day in Crushing It for Christ, is say, Jesus, help me. And when he hears that, he says, then you can just relax and focus on him, and he takes over. He fights your battles for you.
When love takes over, yeah. Do. When love takes over, yeah. Do y'all know that song?
I learned this lesson a long time ago. And when I became a YouTuber, and you get attacked, every YouTuber does, from what they call trolls and haters, and for whatever.
What they call trolls and haters. Well, sign me up to be a troll and a hater. Tim, you're driving me crazy.
For whatever reason, a lot of them like to pick on certain people, me being one, and a lot of other YouTubers as well.
Sarasota Tim has been bullied, and people are trying to steal him from heaven, but he won't be taken.
It's not a pity party here. I know there's plenty of them, much bigger YouTubers than me.
Absolutely.
And then look at Donald Trump. I mean, all these trumped up charges they put on this guy.
This man is not living in reality. This man is not living in reality. He is not living on the same planet as us. You know what? That twinkified Albert Einstein was on to something. This guy thinks he's living a free life, but his mind is consumed by the very divisiveness that he's talking about. He's over here sitting here calling Donald Trump like a victim of trolls and haters and bullying, and comparing himself to Donald Trump. He's putting himself on the same level. That's a low IQ haircut, sir. Sarasota Tim has a low IQ haircut. I said it. I said it.
Every day of the week, this guy was crucified more than anybody. And
Oh, NBitty has an update. Honestly, besties, I don't think the rich Social Security dick is worth it. Get this man off my cake. Also, I rewound a bit because using the word crucified to talk about Donald Trump is because obviously the word crucified like specifically takes you to a place of thinking about Jesus, who was crucified, was put on a cross. That's like Jesus's lore. Trump was not nailed to a cross, my dude. He sexually assaulted many women and was held accountable for it. Please be serious.
Charges they put on this guy. Every day of the week, this guy was crucified more than anybody. And he wins the election a second time after being convicted by trumped up charges and lied about and crucified, and had a fraction of the money for campaign contributions as the left did. And look what he did. He's sitting in the White House come January 20th. Again, and wins by a landslide. And now people are wearing their
Sir, it wasn't a landslide, but I digress. All right.
MAGA hats.
I mean, he certainly won, but it was not, whatever. I'm not here to discuss this. I'm not here to discuss you or this. I want to talk about your not broke dick. I want to talk about if you did or did not take PPPPP loans unfairly. That's what I want to talk about.
Their shirts. The people are talking about Donald Trump. They're not afraid anymore. And that's what good people do. They keep things to themselves. They don't get online and write nasty comments. They don't like you. They're just like, get away from me. Like Jesus did. Turn the other cheek. You go that way.
I'll turn the other cheek. Not for you. But I love to turn the other cheek. Okay. I'm getting it. We're getting there. I'm understanding. I'm understanding. I'm understanding. It is wild how many times he's compared himself to people he'll never be. Like, sir, you're never going to be Donald Trump. You're never going to be Jesus. Stop making these comparisons.
That way. I don't want anything to do with you. I don't do negativity. I don't do evil. They don't sit there and want to fight you, you know, and try to tear you down and slander you and all this kind of stuff.
I don't do negativity. I don't do evil, but I will spend nearly 17 minutes discussing it.
And so I'm just saying that this morning because actually
the sad thing is I don't think some of the haters give a shit about this part of the lore. I think you're right, Colin. I think some of them probably voted the same way he did, to be honest with you. To be honest.
Actually, yesterday, I was informed by a good friend that, I read something in the comments there. There were just these bots about...
I love the switch up there. I was informed by a good friend, and by that, what I really mean is I was reading comments. I was reading comments. This man doesn't have a good friend. He only just met Johnny Vegas and Timmy Appleseed the other day. I want to hear his take on the GOP cutting Social Security and Medicaid next year. You should ask him about it. Go comment on one of his videos, J-Man, ask him.
Hey, you know, he's on some list. I ain't on no list, and I ain't going nowhere. All I'm going to do is keep crushing it.
And what exactly is it we're crushing, Sarasota Tim? What is being crushed in this moment? Well, y'all? Oh, Tim, you claimed $58,000 for employees' pay when you didn't have a business. Is that what they're accusing you of? Is that what they're accusing you of? Tim's been in business most of his life. Tell another lie. Like he says, you can't believe a damn thing he says. I bet you believe each cup of coffee he has is the best cup of coffee he ever had in his life. OJ equals guilty. He had a business with no employees or overhead. All the government money was taken under very questionable circumstances. He should thank the honest, law-abiding American taxpayers every day for getting him out of his little pup tent. You should stop your incessant lying. Be careful, you'll choke on your lies. Keep wasting your money on likes. No bots. Where is that play button you just said you were trying to get if you have 111,000 subscribers? I thought you were a bit brighter than the rest, but I guess you don't know the difference between viewers and subscribers, so I'll lump you in with the others. Let's talk about your criminal record. Well, if I look at the view number, that directly reflects the number of viewers. That is even far less than the number of actual subscribers. So therefore, I do in fact know the difference between viewers and subscribers. These are all bots, by the way, in the comments. If you're talking about mine, good luck, I don't have one. Keep buying those likes, you ain't fooling no one. Damn, that guy is hated more than me. Okay. Oh, here's the life and vibe. Did they buy cars, trucks, and RVs too? Doth protest too much. You must be new here. You definitely must be new here. She's a hater. She's trying to get monetized. All work, no pay. Imagine a nurse bullying people online. I wonder if her boss knows. Or her school? Oh my god. I'm at my prison job today. It is final exam time. I've noticed that during midterm and final exam times, grandparents die in large volumes and computers seem to crash nonstop. What the fuck is that comment? You certainly have your share of detractors. For what it's worth, there's power in criticism/critique. Listen objectively, self-reflect, then extract the worthy nuggets to move your channel forward. Easier said than done, as ego almost always stands in the way. Criticism isn't telling flat-out lies. They openly act way worse than they are even accusing him of being. Well, damn. Alright, well, YouTubies, I suspect there's more to learn. I suspect we still have more to figure out. However, that's all the time I have for today. We've been recording for 1 hour and 27 minutes. This is a long re-upload for you all. I had so much fun, though, today, so I hope you did, too. Anyways, bye, YouTubies! Subscribe!